Guys, I'm not gonna lie, I'm feeling a bit teary. Right, here we go. Is the microphone on? Is it on though? Is it on, bro? Okay. Hey guys, welcome to a recap video of Britain's Strongest Man 2026. You're gonna get my unfiltered thoughts, ramblings, feelings, how it all went down, what went down, and how I feel about it. So before we start on the recap, just a little thing for SPD. SPD Nova, the new collection, is gonna be out by the time this video launches. You've got a brand new colorway, you've got loads of different SPD products that you can choose from. You can use my affiliate link, which you'll find in the YouTube bio. And that supports me as an athlete, and also you'll get yourself some incredible SPD kit. It's always good to see them bring out new stuff. It looks amazing. Go and check out SPD on Instagram. Go and check out the website and get yourself some bits. So Britain's Strongest Man 2026, I ended up placing 7th in the competition, which is on paper not the best place to finish, bottom 6. However, in looking at the competition in perspective and reflecting on it, I'm actually pretty damn happy about how it all went down. It was incredibly stacked. You know, I don't need to say it again. It's been said before the competition. It was an incredibly stacked lineup with very unpredictable events. And that's exactly what went down, to be honest with you. There were some predictable bits, but there were some completely unpredictable bits and some scores that people would not have expected. So I'm very happy with it overall. And we're going to take it event by event, just break it down, and I'll tell you what happened. So event 1 was an overhead medley. We had dumbbell into barbell, into dumbbell, into barbell, into dumbbell for reps. The barbells were 150 kilos, dumbbells were 80, 90, and 100. I felt really confident going into this event. The prep went very well for it. I consider those 2 of my best overheads, and I felt pretty strong and confident going out. I was one of the first 2 pairs out, so I had to be quite quick after the walkouts, which is always one of my favorite bits, by the way. I absolutely love the walkout. Did my kick again, it felt pretty good. And just that buzz of over 9,000 people was the biggest crowd Britain's Strongest Man has ever had. Felt incredible. So that was really cool. But yeah, went back, quickly did another dumbbell warm up, and then got myself ready. Went out, and I had a pretty seamless run, to be honest with you. It went exactly as planned. No screw ups on the dumbbells, no screw ups on the barbells. Those horrible fixed barbells, really tough to clean, but I had it down to a T. Got to the last dumbbell, and there was a little bit of confusion with the refereeing side of things. I just couldn't quite see where my referee was. And I did end up getting 2 reps on the dumbbell at the end. I don't think I had time for another one, but I did feel like it was within me strength-wise, so that was really positive. My overhead is in a good place. But yeah, ended up with 2 reps on the final 100 kilo dumbbell, and that put me in 3rd place overall behind Tom Stoltman, who came first, and Luke Stoltman, who finished in 2nd. So that was a really good way to open the show. Event 2 was the car walk, 450 kilos, my dreaded event, yoke, and even worse when it's in a car format. This thing is really, really hard, really heavy. It's not only is really unbalanced side to side, but it's also really taxing on your core, and you need to pick it up a little bit lower than other yokes. Otherwise the tires sort of will just pull the car off your back if they get stuck to the carpet. So it's really, really tough in the scheme of yoke events, and yoke's one of my weaker events anyway. But when I saw this first announced, I was pretty scared, but I'm really happy with how my yokes come along. Training with Adam Bishop was a massive help in the prep. My yokes come along really nicely, and I took a few trips up to Giants Live. As most people know, the people who watch the Road to Brit series, I took 3 trips up to Giants Live to go and practice on that car, and it got better every single time. Albeit the last time that I was on it, I did jam up my neck quite badly on the car because the bar sat on my neck instead of the pad. So I was quite wary going into this event, to be honest with you, albeit I had a good prep. It was a bit of a roller coaster towards the end with the neck, and having to skip yoke for 2 weeks, which I did say on the live stream. I did say at the show, but ended up getting the car walk done in about 24 seconds, which for me is super. My goal was get it done, no drops. I didn't really care about the time, and I did exactly that. Had a nice interview with Terry Hollands at the end, who was complimenting me about how he's seen my progress on the car walk come along, and that's exactly how I wanted it to go. You know, nice steady run, no drops, and I had 0 pain or pressure on my neck as well afterwards, which was a really positive sign. So yeah, I was chuffed with that, and it took me into 8th place, I believe. The times were unbelievable. We had 4 times under 20 seconds, I think, and a lot of people finished it in really, really good, in a good way. So yeah, I think I got 8th on that event. I was still in quite a good position after event 2, but that was event 2, the car walk. Event 3 was the axle deadlift for reps. So it was 360 kilos. They used this big wheel setup. I haven't never used it. It's my first time using it at Giants Live. It's notoriously harder than the other axle deadlift setup that they have that I have used a few times. So I was quite apprehensive towards this event, especially towards the back end of my prep. I thought my deadlift was going to be on for some really good numbers. I've hit 350 for 5 in competition back in July last year at the Royal Albert Hall. And my deadlift feels really strong overall. However, this prep, unfortunately, was riddled with colds and chest infections. And I didn't even mention it at the show. Only people very close to me and my team sort of knew that I was suffering with a bunch of chest infections before the show. I picked up one 10 days before, which was really not ideal at all. And I'm not the guy to stand there listing excuses off. It's one of my most hated things, but you cannot deny that that is a factor when you go to a professional strongman competition. Having run a course of antibiotics is never going to put you at your best. And it showed in the last couple of weeks of heavy deadlift training. I had some leg shakes going on that I've never had. Deadlift felt wildly off. And I just think my central nervous system didn't recover from 2 courses of antibiotics within a month, as well as, picking up quite a nasty cold. Unfortunately, that's just the way my body and my pathetic little immune system is. It takes me ages to recover from it. So yeah, I had some not too good deadlift sessions towards the end of the prep. Had these leg shakes that I've never had. And in the warm-ups, I was feeling okay. I put my suit on. I was still struggling with my breathing quite a lot going into the show. And the suit didn't feel suffocating or anything, which is really solid. But I pulled a warm-up and I felt my legs shake quite violently at the top. And I literally said to Emily and Shane, I went, my goal is going down to 3 reps for this deadlift. I originally was aiming for 4 or 5. As we got closer to the show, that number went to 4. As I warmed up, that number went to 3. Those are my realistic expectations. I know my body so well. At this stage, I'm so in tune with my body. I know when it's not feeling 100%, and it certainly wasn't. But we went out, we got the suit strapped up. Shane was there to help me. Big shout out to him. Shane Flowers, my coach. We made a superb amount of progress together, and it was just amazing to have him there on the day as well, supporting me. And I picked up 3 reps on the deadlift. Unfortunately, I had to go against the event winner, Paddy Haynes, who got 8 on 360, which is absolutely best in the world level. So that was embarrassing to go out against, but so be it. Picked up 3 reps. It got me an okay amount of points. And there was just no chance of a 4th. My body was tanked, which is really frustrating. I literally walked off and Shane was like, do you want your deadlift suit off? And I was like, no, I'm fine. I felt absolutely physically fine. I could just tell that my nervous system and all that, neural drive and everything you need to be firing for a full body lift like a deadlift, all your nervous system and everything, it just felt tanked and in the bin. But my body felt really fresh and really fine. I genuinely wasn't even out of breath. So it was just a really bizarre feeling for me. But I know that my deadlift can come together with a better prep. So be it. 3 reps ended me in, I think, around 8th again, which meant that my score towards the back end of the show wasn't amazing. But I'm, again, proud of my mindset towards the back end of the show. It's very easy to let your head wobble off and to almost go into a bit of a retreating sort of give up mode because you know that you're not in contention for podium or whatever. But I didn't let that happen. It was very hard at one point not to let that happen because I started to feel the effects of the illness. Just felt no energy towards the end of the show. And unfortunately, my mental is tied to my physical. I wear my heart on my sleeve and I was pretty gutted. I was gutted that I almost felt like my body let me down. But again, I didn't want to stand there and list off a load of excuses. So that's that. That was the deadlift. 3 reps, 360 kilos. Not bad, not great. On to the next event. The next event was the bag toss. So 6 bags. 18, 20, 20, 23, 25, 28 kilos over 4.6 meters. Really tough event. Again, when it came out, when the events were announced, I was gutted to see it in there, to be honest with you. I don't like bag toss in a 5 event show for me personally because it can be such a banana skin event. It's a weaker event for me and I knew it needed a lot of work. Been hammering it every week. I bought it up massively. I'm really happy with how it turned out in the prep. Unfortunately, I didn't execute it that well on the day. But neither did a lot of other people. So these scores were quite wild. People who were looking really strong on bag toss had a few mistakes and things not go their way. So no huge complaints from me. I ended up with 5 out of 6 bags done. I missed the 5th bag the first time. I was really quick through the first 4, which I was chuffed with. So I had to redo that, which took me to a fairly slow 5, which was unfortunate because I think I would have been on for a quick 5, which would have got me maybe 1 or 2 more points. But yeah, I mean, in that lineup and at this competition now, you need to be finishing all 6 bags in a good time. You need to be finishing all 6 bags in general. So it still needs work, but I'm happy with the progress I made on that event. I think I took something like 8th again, maybe 7th, which led me to be half a point behind Andy Flynn, who was in 7th place, and I was in 8th place going into the final event. And then the final event was power stairs, 5 power stairs, which is uber savage. It's normally 4 stairs. It's been 4 stairs for quite a while. 200, 210, 225, 240, 250. And horrible way to finish, that's for sure. Really gassy event with 5 stairs, really tests your whole body, but especially your back, which has already been tested through the other 4 events. I was pretty nervous for this one, I'm not gonna lie. Power stairs has been, again, one of my weaker events in the past. So it was a really good opportunity. You know, I've tried to have that mindset of you need to improve your weaker events. And that's what I did for this show. And I'm really glad that I brought a lot of them up to a very good standard. But it did fill me with apprehension for my prep. And then when coming in with a chest infection, you know, the thing that was compromised was my breathing, and sort of on those muscular endurance events, I was very worried about it. You know, I actively said to Emily before the show and Shane, I said, if there was a loading medley, quite a tough loading medley in Britain's Strongest Man this year, I think I would have had to pull out the show, which is really gutting. But luckily there wasn't, so that's good. But, you know, that's the kind of state and that my lungs were in, and that's where my mind was. So I was most worried about the overhead medley and the power stairs first and last event, because they were the sort of the lung buster events of the show, so to speak. Everything else was quite static. So I got myself ready, you know, I got as much oxygen in. I had a little oxygen booster tank thing before the power stairs as I could. And I was just willing my body and mind to finish the show in a really positive way. I was quite deflated at this point, to be honest with you, knowing that I was battling for absolute maximum of 7th. Just because, for me, this show had a good amount of pressure on it. Not pressure that I put on myself. I try not to mount pressure on myself. It's not a very good thing for anyone to do as a competitor. But I have not qualified for Europe's Strongest Man or World's Strongest Man. A lot of other people in the show have. A lot of the favourites had. So there was a real fight to try and get as high as possible in the placings to try and guarantee some of those, well, not guarantee, but try and work for some of those invites, because I do feel like I am World's Strongest Man ready. I really want to get there. It's one of my big goals and aspirations. So to see it sort of slip away right in front of my eyes, basically, was quite disappointing. But I was really willing myself to go out and just give it 100%, not let anyone who had come to support me in the crowd down. You know, my family, my friends, all my gym team, people who are watching at home, so many people there. And I really felt the love and support. So yeah, no way was I going out without a serious effort on these power stairs. And that's what I did. I went out with Andy Flynn. We were head to head. I just sent it. I literally said to myself before we went, as we were walking out, internally, I just went, you don't stop. My goal was sub 50 seconds. My goal by the end of the show was finish it. And that's what I did. I did finish it, and it was a really good way to finish. I was dead proud of myself, which, as anyone who pushes themselves really hard and competes knows, being actively proud of yourself there and then is a trait that needs work sometimes. So I really, really genuinely was. Yeah, I made one mistake. I think I fell over on the 240. You'll probably see it in the video. Wow. If you go back and watch the live stream, or you were there in person, I sort of slipped and nearly stacked it onto my face on the 240 kilo power stair. But composed myself, loaded the last one. You know, I didn't really make any mistakes other than that. Didn't miss any steps or whatever, which was brilliant because it's a tough old event. Got there before Andy, and it did mean that I ended up wrapping up the show in 7th place. You know, for context, like anyone who knows strongman already knows this, but Britain's Strongest Man 2026, Luke Stoltman came 6th in the end, and he demolished everyone last year and became the champ. So that just kind of almost is a tell of how stacked it was and how crazy the lineup and the event sort of ended up being. Tom Stoltman ended up taking the win, 4 times Britain's Strongest Man, absolutely demolished everyone. He was so far ahead in the end, it was ridiculous. I think he's going to go on to win World's Strongest Man this year, I really do. Adam Bishop, a good friend of mine, someone who got me into the sport. You know, a lot of people who watch my YouTube channel already knows this. I always give massive respect to Bish because he got me into the sport. He taught me loads, and we did a load of prep for this comp together. I always said, he looked unbelievably strong this prep. They were really good events for him, and the fact that he won the car walk with such a blistering time and a PB for him as well. Less than a year and a half after rupturing his Achilles tendon on the same event is inspirational, frankly. So incredible work from Adam Bishop, wrapped up the show in second with a pretty seamless performance. And then Paddy Haynes, another friend of mine, in third place, half a point behind Bish, just proving why he is one of the best in the world and rising to the top of Britain, no doubt about that. Followed by Gavin Bilton in fourth. He had a superb show. Really good to see Gavin form. Graham Hicks in fifth. Again, Hicksy did great. We were having a lot of chats backstage and in the hotel the day before and stuff. Hicksy's awesome. And it was really good to see him pull off that placing and do really well. Luke Stallman sixth, me in seventh, Andy Flynn in eighth. And then some of the newer guys in 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th in the form of Rory O'Hagan in 9th. Then it was Conor Curran in 10th, Callum Crozier in 11th, and Matt McKeegan from Ireland in 12th. Great bunch of guys, really, really strong, awesome to compete against everyone. And that's how the show wound up. You can obviously watch the show back on officialstrongman.com. That's where the live stream is. There's replays and you can go back and watch the whole thing. You can keep up with the sort of scores and videos and highlights on Giants Live Strongman on their YouTube and on their Instagram. And if you haven't got yourself to a Giants Live show at this stage, honestly, get yourself to one. They are so exciting. I had loads of people come and watch who were first-time Giants Live viewers, and they absolutely loved it. They thought it was really good. They didn't realize how big of a deal it was, how much of a show and a spectacle it is. And I do think if you haven't gone to one, you need to get to one for sure. So make sure you do that. That is my recap, guys. That is Britain's Strongest Man 2026 wrapped up for me. It was really good to be able to just rant to the camera. So thank you to Nick for getting the good camera setup out and allowing me to dump my thoughts and feelings onto the camera. I like to look back at these myself and sort of see what my thoughts were and everything like that. And I like to sort of compartmentalize it so I can move on and look at what's next, onwards and upwards. There's improvements to be made. Don't get me wrong, I'm very proud, but I'm not satisfied and I need to keep working on things, keep rising to the top of British Strongman and see what I've got in the tank, because I think there's a lot more to give for sure. So I don't actually have a plan on what's next. A lot of things have sort of moved up in the air for me now. There might be a reserve space for Europe's Strongest Man that comes up. There might be, the chances are there. Competitions are tough to get to, as we all know. And then it will be, if not that, England's Strongest Man in the summer is my next confirmed show, which is obviously with Giants Live Official Strongman, and that will be trying to get back to Britain's Strongest Man. So I'll be really gunning for that one, putting in some serious work over the next few months, documenting a lot more stuff on YouTube, obviously, and just going from there, guys. Cheers for watching if you've made it this far. I know a lot of people stick around on YouTube for my ramblings, but if you are a first-time BLG viewer and you don't know about my ramblings, then I've just given you probably 20 minutes of them. Stick around. 22 minutes of them. Wow, that's way too long. I'm really sorry. And again, I've already emphasized it throughout the video, but just a huge thank you to those that support me, especially my team that I sort of work with to actually get to these competitions. It's so physically and mentally difficult, and it's amazing to have people that support me that close. So obviously my coach, Shane Flowers, who's also a fierce competitor himself. It'll be exciting to see him come back this year, hopefully, to Strongman. He's taking a little half-time break. He's getting in some jiu-jitsu, which has been good to see. But he's looking really good, and it was great to see him on Saturday night at the show to help me out. And then obviously Emily Norley, my beautiful girlfriend, for being backstage with me the whole time and always supporting me at home, at competitions, and in any way she can. And then all my team from the gym, Luke especially allowing me to put power stairs in the gym, bending over backwards, frankly, this prep for, me to maximize my recovery, do as well as I can in the show. It is not unnoticed one bit, and I'm eternally grateful for you guys and Luke especially for allowing me to try and progress up in strongman and represent athlete movement as best I can, and all the team for coming along. Some of them, again, first time viewers of Giants live shows ever, which is amazing and really appreciated. So to those guys, a massive thank you, and to anyone who supports me, a massive thank you as well. Yeah, stick around for the channel. Cheers. Keep building the channel. It's very fun for me to put out videos, and it really is. It really is good. Like and subscribe. Follow for more, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.